Hello guys and welcome back to the last episode of Let's Play Dark Souls Prepare to Die. I'm Coolican Dragoon and we've had a long adventure here. But we're just about done. We have beaten almost every boss in the game with the exception of a couple that we're not going to fight. Guinevere and... I'm completely forgetting your names, but the Painted World boss, we're not going to beat her. So now the only person now left for us really to fight is Gwyn, Lord of Sunlight.
No, I'm fine. I'm well. No.
And he's always sleeping, yet he claims to be wide awake. Alright guys, so we need to go back to the kiln of the first one.
Is it something?
Yes.
Very well. Then
So now guys, we are now back here at the Firelink altar, where we can just go ahead and run past this. And come on down here to the kiln of the first flame. And we don't have really anything left, guys. The kiln, everything is turned to ash. I always kind of like this part though. If you look at like all the trees or whatever these things were at one point, they're all famous to some. So like even though the kiln is over there, guys, if you look at where these look, it's like the explosion was actually over there. So I always kind of found that entertaining. But this is where the first flame erupted. It was here where the lords, those who possess the lord souls, Gwyn, the Witch of Izalith, Nito. This is where they fought against the... What ring do I have on? I got that stolen. This is where they actually fought against the dragons, guys, and defeated the everlasting dragons, and destroyed the arch trees that the dragons had used for their homes. There's really... It was kind of like one of the things about this area, to me, at least personally, that I always loved was the fact that it's empty. With the exception of a couple of black knights, guys. There's nothing here. I mean, we're not even walking on ground, we're walking on like ash and sand. Just from the power that was unleashed here, the witches' firestorms turned everything to ash, and there's literally just nothing left of this place. And the few, like this ruin, which is part of the kiln of the first flame, because it houses the first flame. It's just, even this is just falling to pieces with ashes all around it, and wear and tear from just the sheer force of what happened here, and Gwyn's own choice to link the fire and choose to allow himself to burn instead of allowing the Age of Fire to come to an end. And even more than that, he's so downgraded that actually even when we get in there to fight him, he is no longer Gwyn, Lord of Sunlight. He is now Gwyn, Lord of Cinder, I believe it is. But yeah, now since we saved him, we can summon Solaire to help us out in this boss fight, so that's going to be sweet. To have him along for the final battle. I am now prepared for when he gets here, guys. We may now all praise the sun together. We praise the sun, but personally I like to watch my enemies bow to the glory of Zweihander. So, it's been a nice... I'll have to say this, guys. It's been nice, it's been fun. I've had a lot of fun doing this LP. Even though it's my first LP, I've had a lot of fun going through it, kind of learning the ins and outs of doing both the LP and just kind of having my own reminiscence, because it's been a while since I played this game. I almost forgot to pick this up. White Titanite chunk. Very, very, very useful stuff. Very useful. So, here we go. The last enemy before we take on Gwyn. He has now fallen. You're standing on top of my item. And we even get the Black Knight Halberd. That's always nice. Alright, I'm going to check over here first, so there shouldn't be anything else down here. Alright guys, here we go. For the very end of the game, the final boss. Gwyn. Lord of Cinder. And even, like, personally, I know some people ridicule this because this final boss is actually quite simple, especially when compared to a lot of the other boss enemies in the game. But, to me, it's the music. Just listen to that music for a second, guys. It's just like the ambience and the concept that they pour into this fight. Just we have to do this in order to kind of like save the world. Not even looking at the Age of Fire, just to save him. So now we have won. Gwyn is down. Like I said, I'd be very surprised if we hadn't beaten Gwyn on the first try. He's not that hard of an enemy. So now we get Soul of Gwyn, the Lord of Cinder, and a Sunlight Mountain. Let's take a look here. Here we go. Contains incredible power. The soul of Gwyn, Lord of Sunlight and Cinder, who linked the first flame. Lord Gwyn was beneath the most of his power to the gods, and burned as cinder for the first flame. But even so, Lord Gwyn's soul is still a powerful thing. And of course, Manus' soul here too. Just the contrast. Look at the contrast between that black soul and just this huge verse. So now we have a choice, guys. We can either link the fire, or we can leave and become a Lord of Darkness and allow the age to end. I'm going to link them, guys. I'm going to let the fires link and I'm going to burn. I choose to link the fires. There we go, guys. We have linked the fire. We have beaten Dark Souls. I was kind of sitting there. I love the feeling when you get into the final boss. The music is just kind of like this. This is the end, one way or the other. Gwyn is going to die either way. And so now it's up to you. Do you choose to end and let the fires go out and let darkness once more return to the world? Or do you choose to link the fire and attempt to prolong this age? So it's kind of it's just this kind of like great feeling of an ending for me, that it's done. We have gone through all of these trials and tribulations, and I know some people kind of give it grief because the last boss is, Gwyn is pretty easy to beat, even just if you fight him alone. But I just kind of sit back and say, it's almost more to the point that, yeah, he's easy, but he's also proof at that point of just how far that we've come. Beating everyone else and getting to that point is just kind of, to me, a proof that we're just that strong. But it's been fun, guys. I've had a lot of fun. I hope you guys have too. We have, like I said last episode, I have an idea what I want to do for my Let's Play. I'm thinking right now, guys, of doing a Child of Light Let's Play. That's I think it's an indie game, although I could be wrong about that. But it's an RPG. I think it has a turn-based battle system where you're a young girl who's kind of been thrown into this world and you have to save it. I don't know a ton about the story, but I've been told it's a fun game, so I'm going to give it a shot. But with Dark Souls here, it's been I've had a lot of fun playing Dark Souls. I hope you guys have had a lot of fun. And thank you for sticking with me through all of this time and through this whole Let's Play. I know it probably hasn't been super easy for some of you guys. But now we can just kind of sit back and see where we've come from and where we've gone to. That everything is now kind of finished up. The game itself keeps going. I think you can get like all the way to New Game Plus 10. Even then, I think you can just keep going afterwards. When the credits end, it'll be right back at the beginning. We get to keep all of our things, our level, our items, with the exception of, I think, like embers. Embers I'm pretty sure are gone. A couple of our rings are gone if they're story-based rings. So like the flame ring that we used in Lost Izalith, or the abyss walking, we lose both of those rings. I do know that. So I mean, that's about really all that we lose. I mean, it's still kind of fun. I'm kind of watching my frame rate here just kind of do weird things for this, which it's kind of funny to me. I'm glad it didn't do that throughout the rest of the LP, except for a couple of times. But so yeah, but I mean, I love this game. I've said that multiple times throughout this. I love this game because it's one of those games I like it a lot more than other games, just for the for a lot of the bosses, guys. If you've seen me die a lot of times against bosses, and I played this game a lot, and it's still one of those cases of, like, especially to me, it's almost like Artorias, I think, is like almost the penultimate version of this for me, or ultimate version maybe, where I can go in there and I can fight him, and when I can beat him, soloing him the whole way through, I have done it, because I have learned the way that he fights. I have learned how and when to attack. I know what I'm doing when I go in there. The game still punishes you for making mistakes, but for most of the boss fights, it does feel like it's not like you got punished, so now you are so screwed over and you're gonna die no matter what happens. But so I do enjoy that aspect of the game, like I've been saying from the very beginning. And now, you guys can see here, we have now reached New Game Plus. We are back at the Undead Asylum.
Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead.
And so it'll give us this little thing. We kind of skipped the majority of the intro cutscene,
And in this land,
but it just takes us back to here. And I'm going to skip over this to show you guys. And you can see here now, we're back. We still have all of our things. I didn't know what was going on with there. We're still at our level. We still have everything almost, except for, of course, like a couple of the rings. If I go in here, I don't have the Abyss walking ring. I don't have the Fire Char ring. So, I mean, we do lose some of our things, but we still keep everything else. And so, it's fun. You can just keep going through, and you can just keep getting higher and higher levels and fighting against more and more people. Basically, from this point on, I think most of it is just PvP fighting. But that's just me. So, guys, I will thank you very much for watching me play Dark Souls, and this is the very end. And I will see you guys in my next Let's Play, hopefully. Coolican Dragoon out. Thanks for watching, and take care.